This is the Nothing Phone 3A Pro. I'm going to show you what comes inside the box, and then I'll power it up and test it out for the first time. Check it before you wreck it. What's up, geeks? I'm Kirk, and I am super excited for this, to check out the new Nothing Phone 3A Pro. Now, it's 3A, which means it's a budget model, but it's Pro because they added some better cameras into this model compared to the 3A model. I also did an unboxing of the 3A model. You can check that out. The link is down in the description. But for now, we're going to be checking out the 3A Pro. So I'll show you what's in the box, and then I'll power it up and take you through the whole setup process. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you what that home screen looks like the first time we boot this thing up, and those really cool lights on the back of the phone called Glyphs. Make sure you stick around for that because that is super unique. Let's get this thing over to the table and get the Nothing 3A Pro unboxed.
And there it is, the box for the brand new phone from Nothing, the Phone 3A Pro. You can see it's got the model name in the bottom right-hand corner there. On the front of the box, they've got pictures of some of the cameras on this phone. Cool looking box. On the back, we've got typical stuff. We've got some barcodes, the IMEI number. You can see it's got the model number right there, A059P. This is the color gray. It's got 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, manufactured in February of this year. I already ripped the strip. Let's pull this open. Oh, and check out this box on this side. Take a look. You can see it's kind of embossed on the box, but it's that same representation of those camera modules that you saw on the outside of the box. So that's pretty cool. I'll set it down and open up the box, and there's the phone. What does it say here? Welcome to Nothing. Well, isn't this exciting? Moments like this are why we're here. That anticipation to get started, to unlock something new. Thank you for being part of our world. Here your voice can be heard and your creativity celebrated. And then it promotes some of their social media channels and whatnot. That's kind of cool. Just a nice welcome, especially when you've got people like me and you, geeks, that love that unboxing experience. I'll pull the phone out, set this to the side for just a second. Want to see what else is inside the box. Underneath the tray, we've got, looks like a pretty standard USB-C to USB-C cable, and it does look like, so standard USB-C ports, but it does have Nothing branding on the cable. That's upside down. Let me flip that over. Yeah, there we go. So that's kind of cool. This is a specific Nothing branded cable, so you know it's yours. But yeah, otherwise just a standard cable. There is no charging brick in here, but you do have an instruction manual of sorts, although it looks mostly like technical legal jargon. Nothing all that exciting here. Other than that, it looks like we do have, maybe this is a SIM pin. Yeah, this is one of those cool Nothing SIM pins. If you used Lite-Brite in the 80s, that's what this reminds me of. This is what I call the Lite-Brite SIM pin, and it's definitely the most unique SIM ejector tool that I've seen yet. So that's kind of cool. Nice little touch there from Nothing. Okay, back to the phone now. You've got a wrapper here that shows you the volume up and volume down button are there. The power button's right there. That brand new Essential key, which we'll talk about more in a bit, is there. USB-C port on the bottom and your SIM card slot on the bottom as well. On the back, check out that, the camera bump. Let me get this wrapper off and check out this brand new phone. Man, this is a cool looking piece of hardware. So your glass on the front, and look closely, you'll see there's actually, if I can get this to focus, there is a screen protector pre-installed. I love that some companies are doing this. Thank you for that. On the back, this is amazing. That translucent, that clear back, you've got the Nothing branding on there. It is so cool that you can see the innards of this phone. This is, let me say, a pretty sexy looking phone. And that camera bump with the multiple cameras just looks so cool. This is the model that has the 50 megapixel periscope lens. That's why you've got this bigger camera bump on the back, because it's got more of a zoom with that Sony sensor and that periscope lens technology. On the top, not much going on there. You've got your volume up and down on the left-hand side of the phone. On the bottom, you've got USB-C. Again, your SIM card tray, a little microphone hole, a speaker holes. You've got your Essential key right there, and then your power key to the right of that. And that's pretty much it in terms of the outside shell, but again, that clear plastic on the back, just such a cool look to this phone. I mean, show me another phone that looks this cool. I'm impressed. You can see the little Glyph LED strips there as well. You can see screws inside of there, as well as just some other cool stuff going on. A lot of detail and attention to detail when it comes to how they designed this phone. So I really appreciate that. Let me set this down, and I'm going to push the power button and get this thing powered up. Okay, here's the hello screen. So let me hit the language selection and select it over to United States, and then hit the giant button. So first things first, it wants to connect to a mobile network. I don't have a SIM card right now, so I'm going to skip this. It'll ask me to connect to my Wi-Fi network, and I will do that. Wi-Fi is now connected, and it's jumping over to the getting your phone ready screen. If this looks familiar, this is the very standard Google Android setup screen. So I'm curious if most of this setup is going to be standard Android stuff, or if it'll be customized for Nothing. My guess is a little bit of both. And it looks like these first few screens are your standard Android setup screens, asking if I want to copy data over from another phone. I'm going to go ahead and skip that. Now it says it's checking some info, and it wants me to log on with my Google logon. My Google account is in, and now it is getting my account info. So pulling that over, logging into Google services. Again, this is all standard Google Android setup stuff. If you set up a standard Android phone, especially a Pixel, you've probably seen these screens before. We will agree to the normal stuff. I will turn on backup. It's asking me to set up a PIN. For demo purposes, I'm going to go ahead and skip that. I will continue setup, see what else it has in store for me here. Do I want to use Google Assistant? Of course I do. Do I want to use Voice Match? Of course I do. Access Assistant without unlocking your device? Of course, yes. And that's it. I'll hit no thanks to additional setup methods. And now it's jumping back to some of these screens here specifically for the Nothing experience. Do I want to allow these different options on for allowing Nothing to gather information about how I'm using my phone? I'm going to leave those turned on for now. Look at that. That's those cool little Glyph lights blinking there. And it's telling you about the Glyph interface. Meet the Glyph interface. It does call recognition, using it to recognize who's calling, notifications. You can have different lights on the back for notifications, so you don't have to have the sound turned on. And it also does a cool timer where the strip will actually, look at that, kind of count down to show you how much time you have left on your timer. And now it's talking about the essential key. That's that new key on the side that jumps into their AI tool for, take a look, it's the button right there, and it jumps right into the AI tool for recording voice memos, for screenshotting, and you can also screenshot with a memo. I think there's going to be more functionality coming to this soon, but for now, those are the things it's going to do. So what's new in OS 3.0? It's got a little guide here talking about personalizing your lock screen with a clock, rearranging your quick settings easily, sharing your favorite widgets with your friends, and more. You've got Smart App Drawer, Android 15, AI Enhanced Performance, Dot Animation Engine, and yeah, some different typography and stuff like that. Choose your visual style. Do you want stock Android or the Nothing home screen? Well, what do you think I want? I didn't get a Nothing phone to have the stock Android experience, although maybe you did, and the stock Android experience is good. But I'm going to go with the Nothing home screen, and there you can see it. When I push that essential button, you can see it kind of loads right into that where it's recording my voice now. I'm going to have to play with that more for my review, but I do want to jump back to the back of the phone and show you those Glyph LED strips again that we're talking about around the camera bump. And I'll jump into the settings and go into the Glyph settings so I can show you exactly what that looks like. If you've never experienced the Glyph on the back of a Nothing phone, I want to show you how that looks and what it looks like when those illuminate up. So take a look, guys. You can hear the sounds. So the lights coordinate with the ringtone, and you could use different light sequences with different people, different light sequences with different notifications. And this way, if your phone is on silent, you can see the lights, and once you get used to it, you're going to know, oh, that's my spouse calling. So you can pick up the phone, or you can ignore it if you know that it's an unrecognized number because of a different ring and a different light sequence. I love that. Super unique. And one of the cool things about the Nothing phone, this is the 3A Pro.
Doesn't this thing look really cool? I mean, the design these guys are doing with the transparent back to the phone and all the stuff going on inside, those Glyph lights inside, really cool. What about the camera bump? Is that too big? I suppose they have to do that for that special camera they've got in there. I gotta tell you though, so far I'm pretty impressed with the 3A as well as the 3A Pro. I can't wait to really kind of get my hands on this thing, test it out, and give it a proper review. Let me know what you guys want to know. Post a comment below. I read every single one, I comment back, and I'll include some of those questions in my review coming up here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get those videos when I post them. Tech it before you wreck it. I'm Kirk.